Hello and welcome to Beyond NSU. I'm your host, Chloe Ryan. Today we are joined by Chris Gregory, a class of 2018 Norfolk State University graduate and mass communications major. Thank you for joining us, Chris.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
No problem, no problem. So, you graduated in 2018, and we were having a little conversation before we started this, and you said things were looking different. So what is it like to, actually be in the atmosphere with students?
So it's actually really cool to see. When I walked in, I saw one kid in the corner in the audio booth, and I was like, "Wow, that was me maybe like 4 years ago." And I was like, "That's cool to see because I haven't been back here in this building in so long to actually see like you students actually get to work and actually see how I was. It's kind of like mirroring myself again. So, but it's really cool to come back and see how you all are taking into this field. It's really cool to see.
Okay. So you were involved here in general production.
Yes, absolutely.
What else were you involved in?
I was also involved in radio.
Okay.
So a lot of my junior and senior year, I worked at WNSB. So I started off as a student volunteer or student worker or whatever, and then eventually after I graduated, I became a production assistant.
Okay.
So I would a lot of the things that you hear on the radio, I produced them.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, it was really cool. I would also set up interviews for other people. We'll have people doing other shows come in to do interviews for other people. And so I would do that, and I also used to run the board for a show called Hampton Roads Voices. Hampton Roads Voices was a show that we did every Friday, and I would run the board for that, work the phones for it, and it was like that was really where I got my start at WNSB. So it was WNSB was really the start for me.
And how did you get involved in WNSB?
Oh, it was a lot. It took me a little lot. I emailed the program director first. He didn't accept my email address. He didn't accept my email. But I had to go find him again. And when I found him, they said it was having interest meetings. I went to the interest meeting, and I was one of, I think we had maybe 13, and then it trickled down, and I ended up staying. I ended up staying longer than everybody else. So that's how I got my foot in the door.
All right.
I got my foot in the door.
All right, now I want to take it back.
Okay.
You're from Portsmouth, Virginia,
Yes,
correct?
from Portsmouth and Chesapeake.
Portsmouth and Chesapeake?
Yeah.
A lot of people, when they grow up in a certain area, they're like, I'm not going to school in Virginia. I'm not going to school in Hampton Roads. I'm getting out of here.
Absolutely.
So you ended up here at NSU.
Yeah.
What made you want to come here?
Honestly, it was my grades. My grades out of high school, they weren't the best. I was really trying to go to North Carolina. Either I was going to A&T, I was going to Fayetteville. We're not gonna shout them out, but those was on my list. But after I went to TCC and I said I might as well come here. I originally tried to come for football, but being a student and trying to work and do all that, it didn't work. So, but coming here was like it's cheap.
Yeah.
It's cheap. It's home, and honestly, it really grew on me. Norfolk State is always home, so.
All right. Cheap. It's home. And you were mentioning that you were interested in doing football before, so you didn't really know what you wanted to do when you came in.
Nah, I didn't. Well, I knew. I really wanted to play football. I started off as a computer tech major.
Oh.
I did. Okay. I hated it. I totally hated it. And then one of my friends mentioned to me that, well, you're really good with communicating. You're really good with talking, and I think you should try another major. And so I did. I went to go see Dr. Brockington. If y'all know Dr. Brockington was absolutely amazing. So she said, yeah, come on, we'll take you. And she said, I think you ought to go try out for radio. And then I took a recording class with Professor Rogers Brown, and that kind of took me to radio. And the story and the rest is history from there. So once I finally found out what it is that I want to do, I kind of took it and ran with it. Because at first I said, oh, I'm going to just be a sports analyst or something like that. And that wasn't what I really wanted to do. And I finally found something that I was good at and that I liked, so I stuck with it.
Where did sports analysts come from?
It was,
You weren't one of those athletes that were just like,
Exactly.
I'm gonna get a job doing
Exactly.
sports. I'm gonna do something with sports.
Exactly. That's what I really wanted it to be, but that's not really what I saw.
Mm-hmm.
Like after I realized, like, all right, I'm done with football. I said no, I'm gonna go ahead and do something else. And I found something that I like to do, and that's what it is.
Okay. The radio. So you told me about a couple of the shows you hosted.
Mm-hmm.
What is your most memorable experience working at WNSB?
My most. All right. So it was like my first day working. It was my first day working working the game, working the board for the game.
Mm-hmm.
So we broadcast the game and run the commercials in between. It was my first time ever touching the board. My program director was there, and he said, like, this is what you do. You do this here, and you move this cord. I mean, you move this line here, you move this up and down, and then you hit this. And I said, okay, cool. He said, all right, and walked out. And I said,
well,
I yelled out, I said, hey, the game's about to start. I said, he didn't say nothing. And so now I'm sitting there, I'm scared. I'm like, what do I do?
Mm-hmm.
But I ended up going off of instinct and just figuring it out.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, yo, I sat there and listened to you the whole time. You didn't mess up. He said either you was going to sink or you was going to swim. And so you ended up swimming. I said, all right, bet. He was like, now I know why I can trust you now. I can trust you to run this thing. And so from there, that's what,
That's dope.
Yeah,
That's
it was cool.
All right. And you basically taught yourself.
Basically. But my program director had a lot to do with it. He had a lot to do with it.
Yeah. He gave you the tools, and all you had to do was use them.
Absolutely. So it was literally like my GM, my program director, and then it became me.
Okay.
They came to look for me for everything if he wasn't available.
Okay. And you worked for iHeartMedia.
I did.
Tell me about that.
iHeart was different than WNSB. Of course, it's commercial.
Yeah.
But it was a whole lot different. We did promotions. I was promotion assistant, so we would go travel to different businesses in different places just to be there, promote it. We've been to plenty of concerts, plenty of bars, and just to be there. And that atmosphere was so much fun because we meet totally different people all the time, and they was amazing to be around. And it was a really good time because of COVID. I had to but
yeah.
but it was iHeart was amazing. I kind of miss it. So
what happened?
Oh, it was COVID.
COVID
was like, we can't take y'all no more, so y'all gotta go.
So would you go back? Would you do something?
Oh, absolutely. They need to get my part-time job back.
Okay.
I wish they could.
And you're a business
owner.
Okay, business owner. Tell me about that.
So I have a business called Key Entertainments. It's an entertainment business. So right now, personally myself, I do photography, audio, video, and equipment rental.
Okay.
So, but that's just me for now. Eventually, I want it to blossom into something bigger. So I want to be able to have a big studio. I'm sorry. Have a big studio that that you all can do this in, and actually, like, students can come and can do TV, can do audio, can do recording. I want it to be that kind of hub for students and artists. So that's what I'm actually working to build, and that's what I'm really, really passionate about. So I'm hopefully in the next 5 years I get it to where I need it to be. So we can do this all the days of the week.
So it sounds like the business plan is set.
Oh yeah, the business plan is set.
5 years.
We getting there.
5 years?
Hopefully we gonna speed into existence.
You have people working with you, or are you doing this by yourself?
Right now I'm doing it by myself. I know.
That's
right now I'm doing it by myself, but I'm working on it. But I do have the people that really helped me get to this point. Those are the people that I'm going to for help.
Good.
So they'll be around, and they'll be honored in it too.
Good. Well, that is all the time we have for today's episode of Beyond NSU. I would like to thank our guest, Chris, for joining us, and I would like to thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm your host, Chloe Ryan, and as always, behold the green and gold.